Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello my dear students and welcome back to this new English lesson for grade 8. I wish you time full of joy and benefit. Today dear students we will talk about present perfect. Again the title of our lesson today will be about present perfect with just, yet and already. So in this lesson we are going to learn how to use the present perfect with some expressions like just, yet and already. Let's get started. Now dear students, before we start talking in details about the present perfect, let's play this game. Here we have pictures and each picture represents a country. I want you to find a name of a country. Look at this picture. Where is it? Where is it taken from? Can you guess dear students? Very good. It's in China. So this is the Great Wall of China. Let's move to the next picture. What do you think about this one? Where is it, dear students? These are the pyramids. Which country is it from? Very good. They are in Egypt. They are in Egypt. Let's continue. Now, dear students, we have questions. We have two questions. Let's read them. Number one, have you ever been to another country? Again, have you ever been to another country? Think of answers for these two questions. For me, I have never been to another country. Number two, have you ever flown in an airplane? Again, have you ever flown in an airplane? Think of an answer for this question. For me, I have never flown in an airplane. Now, dear students, let's continue. Here we have examples. We have pictures with examples. Look at the picture. What does the speaker say? John has just won the race. Again, John has just won the race. The verb is has won. This verb is called present perfect. And notice the word just. It comes in the middle between the helping verb has and the past participle won. And notice that John is a singular subject. That's why it should be followed by has, not have, and then the past participle. And don't forget that just is in the middle between has and the past participle won. Let's continue. What about this example? Look at the picture. Let's use the present perfect to talk about what has the mother done. My mother has just made a cake. Again, my mother has just made a cake. Notice, dear students, the verb has made. This is the present perfect. And the word just is in the middle between has and the past participle made. And since we have a singular subject, it should be followed by has, and then just, and then the past participle of the verb. And here, just means that the action happened a short time ago. If we look at the picture again, we see that the cake is still hot, and the result is still until now. This is what the present perfect means. Let's continue. What about this example? Look at the picture. You can see that the room is clean. Let's use the present perfect. Ahmed and I have just cleaned the room. Again, Ahmed and I have just cleaned the room. Notice the verb, dear students, have cleaned. This is a present perfect. And just is also in the middle between have and the past participle. And notice the subject, Ahmed and I, which is plural. That's why we follow it with have, not has, and then just, and after just, we should include the past participle of the verb clean, which is cleaned. Let's continue. What about students? What about the idea of looking at the previous examples again? Number one, John has just won the race. Again, John has just won the race. Number two, my mother has just made a cake. My mother has just made a cake. 3. Ahmed and I have just cleaned the room. Ahmed and I have just cleaned the room. Look at the verbs, students, in these three examples. This is a present perfect, and the words in red represent the present perfect. And notice, in the first example we have has just won. In the second example, has just made. In the third example, have just cleaned. And notice the position of just. It comes in the middle between the helping verb has or have and the past participle of the verb to show that the action happened a short time ago and the result is still until now. This is what the present perfect means. Let's continue. What about, dear students, the use of just? Let's read. It's usually used with the present perfect. Again, it's usually used with the present perfect. It expresses something happened a short time ago, and the result of the action is still until now. What else? It's used with affirmative sentences, not negative sentences, as we have seen previously that we use just with affirmative statements, not negative. What else do we have? It comes between the helping verb and the main verb. So just comes in the middle between the helping verb and the main verb or the past participle. Let's continue. What about studying these examples? Now, dear students, we will have more examples about the present perfect. Let's see. Look at the picture. The speaker says, we have just started having breakfast. We haven't finished yet. Look at the verb, students haven't finished. It's called the present perfect. But my question is it affirmative or negative? Very fine, it's negative. And notice at the end we have yet. So yet is used with negative statements. We say haven't finished yet. And notice we is a plural pronoun. That's why we use haven't and then the past participle of the verb finished. And at the end we put yet. Let's continue. What about this example? Look at the picture. He hasn't finished washing the car yet. We say, he hasn't finished washing the car yet. Notice the verb hasn't finished. It's also present perfect. And at the end of the sentence, we have yet. This sentence is also negative. So yet is used with negative statements. And notice, he hasn't. He is a singular subject. That's why we follow it with hasn't, not haven't. And we have the past participle finished. Yet means here that the action is still until now. Look, the action of washing the car is still until now. He hasn't finished washing the car yet. Let's continue. What about this example? Look at the picture. Let's use the present perfect with yet to talk about this picture. We say, they have not finished fixing the roof yet. They is the subject, and since it's a plural, we follow it with have, and then we have the negative form not, and the past participle finished. And at the end, notice we have yet. So this sentence is negative. And yet shows students that the action is still until now. They haven't finished fixing the roof yet. Let's continue. Okay, dear students, look at this picture. Now we are going to use already with the present perfect to talk about this picture. We say, she has already finished the painting. Again, she has already finished the painting. Notice we have the word already. And it's in the middle between the helping verb has and the past participle finished. What does it mean already? It means that the action happened before now. And it's also used with the present perfect. And notice that the subject is singular. It should be followed by has, not have. then already, and after already we put the past participle of the verb to become she has already finished the painting. Let's continue. Now, dear students, let's look at this picture and let's use already to talk about this picture. We say the football player has already won the cup. Again, the football player has already won the cup. Notice the word already, it's in the middle between the helping verb has and the past participle won. And notice the subject is singular, the football player. So it should be followed by has, not have. Then we put already, and after that we put the past participle won. So already again means that the action happened before now. Let's continue. Now, what about, dear students, the use of yet? As you have seen in the previous examples, that yet is used to talk about incomplete actions, actions that are not finished. And what else? It's used with negative sentences, not affirmative sentences. We use yet with negative statements. What else do we have? It's used in questions. We can use yet in questions. So yet is used in negative sentences and questions. Let's continue. Yet comes at the end of questions and negative sentences. So we use yet at the end of questions and negative statements. Let's continue. What about already? Based on what you have seen so far, when do we use already? Let's see. We use already with the present perfect to say that something has been done before now. Again, when do we use already? We use it with the present perfect to say that something has been done before now. Now, it's time, dear students, to practice. We are going to use either just or yet to complete the following sentences. Let's start with the first example. I have not washed the dishes. Again, I have not washed the dishes. Is this sentence negative or affirmative? Very good, it's negative. So, shall we use yet or just? Fine, we use yet to become I have not washed the dishes yet. And notice the position of yet. It came at the end of the sentence, the end of the negative sentence. What about number 2? Sammy has painted the door. Again, Sammy has painted the door. Shall we use yet or just? Very fine, we use just. Let's see. Sammy has just painted the door. And notice, dear students, just is in the middle between the helping verb has and the past participle. What does it mean, just? Based on what you have seen in the previous examples, it means that the action happened a short time ago. What about the next example? Has Ahmed left the party? Again, has Ahmed left the party? Is it a statement or a question? Very good, it's a question. So we use yet or just. Very good, we use yet. Let's see. Has Ahmed left the party yet? And notice yet came at the end of the question. And now, dear students, this is the end of our lesson. I hope that you have enjoyed and learned. Thank you for watching.